Hello, true art believers, and welcome to today's live art stream. You're listening / watching to the #1 live art streamer in the world. This is Matt Pierson here. This is Pierson here. And what we're going to be doing today is it's Cactus Week. I know it's a silly subject to be drawing, but you know what? You got to start somewhere when you're doing drawings, right? It's not going to be no manga or anime. I was going to say like anime. Like no anime or comic characters. We're doing simple stuff here in this drawing stream. And before I start, as you, if you don't know what I'm doing, as I am going to try to narrate or articulate how I'm kind of establishing this process. But before I begin, I want to show you the rough sketch that I drew. So I have a rough sketch right here of what I'm going to draw, and then I'm going to add colors to it. So like I'm not going to scan this and have it there. I'm going to redraw it and start from scratch. So without further ado, for 30 minutes, you're going to see me drawing, and I'm going to get into the drawing process. So let's begin. But before we begin, hit that subscribe button, please and thank you. So what I like to do is I like to time lapse all of my live streams because I like to double tap my social media presence. And right now, I am trying to do time lapses for my TikTok. Was it a TikTok platform? You know what I wish I could do? I wish I could play music. I keep saying this over and over again. So today, what we're going to do is let's start out with adding a simple background. And what we're going to do is you're going to use the marquee tool. I think it's an M. You press M, and we're going to make a selection here. And we're just going to get a random off tone color. So what I'm going to do is get that random off tone color. I'm going to use the paint bucket tool here. Do a little paint bucket, right? Fill it up. I'm not going to overthink it with the color because that's irrelevant. Press Control D to deselect. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to use the marquee tool again. Select the area, and we're going to center this in the layers section. I'm going to go align layer. I'm going to put vertical center. You're going to see it move a little bit, maybe. I'm going to do it again. In the layers, go to align layers of selection. I'm going to horizontal centers. And so you saw it move just ever so slightly there. Press Control D again to deselect the layer. I'm going to lock this layer just for posterity's sake right here. And now I'm going to go into background. Nope, we're not even going to go to background yet. We're going to draw the outline. So I'm going to be using a kind of like a, it's like a pencil recreation brush. And what I like to do is I like to make it a larger brush stroke. Simply because, yeah, something like that's a good size. And I'm going to copy this drawing that I have right here. So I'm going to kind of, let's see. Do I want to start with the box? Let's just start with the box. Excuse me. Straight lines are the worst for me on this platform. I always see people drawing, and I see them drawing on their Wacom tablet or Cintiq tablet, and they're like, wow, I'm like, just how do they get these straight lines so precise? Like, it takes me a little while. I think partially because I'm drawing with the tablets right here and I'm looking at the screen. So that's probably one reason why I'm at a visual handicap, right? So I'm just drawing like a rectangular box here. I think I've been doing that simply because it's the easiest to kind of recreate over and over again, and it's effective. All right, so we got a box. Now we got or like a ceramic container, right? A little pot to hold the cactus or the cacti that I'm drawing. Well, actually, I'm doing one, so it's only a cactus. And I'm just going to use simple straight lines to kind of recreate it. Again, I'm using the drawing that I've pre-drawn prior. I'm kind of recreating it in this area on this digitally. So I'm doing the drawing twice. And I don't mind doing the drawing twice. I think it's good to kind of practice the same drawing over and over again. And if you notice, a common theme with my drawings is I kind of go against the grain of what's popular, right? So like you see a certain like you see like popular animals, or you see like a lot of I would like to say popular culture, like anime characters and manga characters, and women in like basically swimsuits, right? And they got like they have an Instagram page, and they have like 1,000, 100,000, not 1,000, 100,000 followers. Like, dude, we know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. Settle down there, Tiger. Right? Settle down there, Tiger. But you wouldn't see it. You'd be hard pushed to find a 100 person with 100,000 followers who's like, this person has 100,000 followers, and like, what does he do? Well, sometimes he draws toys, sometimes he draws skulls, and right now he's drawing cactuses. And like, what the heck is this guy going for here? What's his market? Well, his market is people that like skulls, people that like, stop texting me, people that like toys, and people that like cactuses, right? So I'm veering away from my drawing. So I did a little bit different. I've drawn a quite a different approach. I've added a little bit more like cactus petals from this drawing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to center the layer, and I'm going to press M, and that will select the layer here. And thank goodness I looked this up, because I was at a loss on how to center my layers here. Right, I was totally at a loss. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control T. Wait, oops. There we go. I'm going to make this layer a little larger. Okay, and we're going to press Enter. And now we're going to do it all over again. I'm sorry. I decided that I wanted to make the object larger. I always tend to draw things a little bit larger than they really are. You know, not on purpose. Well, that's just my aesthetic, really. So I'm just going to center it again. The centering, horizontal centers, and then boom. Now we got our outline. Now we're going to go to the very easy stuff. And what I like about this whole process, like I just want to thank Paintable for this. Actually, Paintable is the one that kind of showed me like a how-to on how, like it showed me a very simple strategy to creating, just very nice, like, what would you call it? A very simplified background. I don't know if I like that. We're going to go with, we're just going to mask this out. We're going to make it even bigger. So I'm working on the background. We're just going to make a really large abstract shape. I've been going with these really askew, like these askew, like, what would you call it? They're like askew. Hey there, how are you doing? How is your day? It's Friday, isn't it? So we got this askew. I'm going to make this askew type of rectangle here, using an eraser tool. And basically, it's a very simple little tool. What we do is we kind of just press down right here, and we press Shift, and then we press down right here. Makes a quick little straight line. I'm going to do that again, actually. There we go. That's good. What brings you here? Now I'm going to press right here and press Shift. Boom, look at that, straight line. Press right here, press Shift. Boom, straight line. Press right here and then press Shift. Boom, straight line. Actually do that again. You do? Well, you're in the right place. I've been live streaming every day for 105 days now. And I've just switched from doing traditional media to digital media. So I'm excited about that. Although I'm not as well versed in, hey there, how are you doing today? Oops, I backed up too much. Okay, I'm losing sight of things. There we I'm messing up here. I think that's good enough. I'm getting a little bit too, what do you call it? Like, I'm getting a little bit, I'm overthinking it, is what I'm saying. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add color to this coffee pot. I'm going to try to add color to it. There we go. How do I erase the background? Because I'm on the pot layer. There we go. I had the eraser tool on there. Okay, got the coffee pot here. Apparently I'm opening stuff up. And now, very simple, I'm just going to kind of remove this stuff with the eraser. It's going to, whoops, wrong eraser. Now, for a brief moment, I was overthinking the background shape, and I was worried. I was just overthinking it. Let's just be real here. I was overthinking it. And I was making it bigger than it really was. And in a 30-minute drawing, right? Roughly a 30-minute drawing, you don't have the luxury to like, well, is this the right way, right? Am I going at it? Should I be doing this? Is this the way to go about it? And it's not the best way of going about it. So I'm trying to not overthink the process here. Oops. As you can see, I'm just trying not to overthink the process. I'm using the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid, right? And it seems to be working so far. And yeah, just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. Because if you're able to work at a drawing simple, you can always expand upon it and make it better. So if you can do something in its barest of forms, right? If you can do an image simplified, then you have the ability to make it more elaborate, right? So that's what I try to think about when I'm doing these things. There we go. Oh no, I'm opening stuff that I don't want open. Very simple, just kind of mask this out, and I'm going to erase the remainder when I'm done, okay? Using a hard edged eraser. I'm going to zoom back in, and we're going to quickly go through this, or try to, at least. I'll quickly go through it, and then what I will do is I'll go back at it and add additional things that I missed here. So that's what I typically do is I'll go through all this stuff, and then I'll remove the contour lines, because I'm not going to be showing the contour lines on this drawing. Whoops, how'd I do that? Right, really trying to erase. I'm probably this probably has more actions than I need to do. Like there's a lot more. I'm getting more elaborate with some of these drawings. Like you wouldn't think they're more elaborate, but there's definitely more actions or more there's more moves that I have to make to get to the same result, if that makes any sense. So like I'll have to do, like for this one, I'm having to do a lot more erasing than previous drawings, right? I'm having to erase a little bit more area, right? And then I'm having to add back things. So I don't know. We'll see. How much time do I have? I have 15 minutes. Actually, that's pretty good. 15 minutes is not bad, actually. I have 15 minutes. I keep bringing up all these other windows accidentally. You don't see it because the screen is only showing right now it's showing this file, but it's not showing like the full window. So sometimes what happens is I press a button on the stylus here, and it activates a small sub window in Photoshop, and I'm having to like back out of it. I remember when I was doing these live streams, I was hitting this button all the time, and it was causing havoc on my drawing and on the live stream. I was what was happening? I was panicking. I was like, oh no, how do I get out of this window? Because I didn't know Photoshop, and I still pretty much don't. I don't know it that well, which is why I'm doing these really simple drawings here. I don't want to over leverage myself, right? And do these elaborate drawings that I can't finish in 30 minutes. So now I am going to go and press B. We're going to fill up these areas again, just kind of getting those back in there. And then we're going to zoom out, or we're going to X out of this. We're going to take away the outline and see what it looks like, see what's missing, see what I need to correct here, and just tighten things up a little bit before I go into the details. And I say details rather lightly because we're not really doing much. We're just kind of adding a little bit of highlights, a little bit of dark tones, and basically tightening up those forms and making it like a pretty nice little kind of like what would you call it? It's just a fun little drawing. So as you can see, yikes, where'd that come from? Okay, so we're gonna have to tighten up all these forms here. The box is okay. The cactus needs to be fixed. So we're gonna clean up these forms. We're gonna make them maybe a little bit more rounded in some areas. I think I can get this a little bit more angular. Maybe do something like that. So I just want to establish these forms a little bit more, maybe overemphasize the angular aspect of it and not make it so like curvy. So I'm going to like overemphasize that angular feel to it, okay? And try to finish in. Wow, this is it gets harder and harder. Thankfully, I do have try to finish in 12 minutes. Thankfully, I do have like a what would you call it? I have a reserve on my time. I can go a little bit longer, but I'm not trying to depend on that time reserve to finish my drawing, right? Just trying to do a very simple cactus drawing, trying to adhere to the method that I learned in this tutorial, right? And just not make it into this elaborate outcome, right? So what I press another button, something's popping up the side of the window here. I'm going to zoom out. There we go. So now that is set. So now what we're going to do is take a nap, right? We're going to go to the background. We're going to press Control Alt Shift N, add another layer. You don't see it happening on the stream here, but it's happening. I'm adding another layer, And boom, lock in the layer tones. And we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to take this. There we go. Let's do something like this. And we do something like this. We're just playing around, really. I kind of pretend like these are skylines. Look at that. And then we're going to go to orange here. Maybe we make a darker orange. Maybe do a darker orange going this way. And then maybe we're going to take this and going to soften it up a little bit so it's less hard-edged. And maybe do something right here to soften it up a little bit. And I'll probably leave these bottom little areas soft edge. What was the laughing for? I don't know. Anyways, all right, we're at the pot here. I'm going to press Control Alt Shift N and add another layer because that's what I like to do. We like to party that way. You know, I like to party, so you know how you party is you press Control Alt Shift N, and that's how I happen. Whenever I go to a bar or go out with friends, I always have my keyboard with me, and I press Control Alt Shift N, and all of a sudden strobe lights and all kinds of cool stuff starts happening. I'm like, what? You know, got this texture brush here. Let's see what this looks like. Look at that. We're like, what? Okay, now we're zooming out. We're zooming in, and I'm going to use the outline here as a template. Take this thing. I'm going to make this a dark tone. Again, not really, I'm not really trying to be too, not trying to overly push it, right? And maybe on this area, we're just going to add a little bit of this texture brush is like really cool, just kind of scuff things up a bit. That's why I kind of like it. What I don't like is it sometimes erases. It feels like it erases some of the previous texture lines. So maybe I might need to figure out how to mitigate that. And I might have to do another layer for that in the future. I don't know. All right. So maybe right here we're just gonna make this really just something like that. Just kind of make it fun. There we go. Make it fun. And now we're going to do a Control Shift N, do another layer here. And we're going to take a tone here. We're going to make this really dark. Just going to make it like really, really dark. Because it's going to be in the background like that. And then we're just going to take the eraser tool. Just erase this area. Erase this area. Erase this angle right here. And do it again. And we're going to, let's see here, take out the outline. Let's see what it looks like now. Okay, so we have an idea what it looks like. And we just take the brush tool, take that, shrink the brush. We do like oops, we need it to be on this layer here. There we go. And all right, let's see if I can get this angle right. How much time do I have? Ooh, 6 minutes. That's gonna be a close Close encounter here. Oops, I can't seem to draw straight. Let's do something here. This is a new one. Let's see if I can I have a hard time doing like specific angles. Right? Stop it. Yeah, so I have a hard time doing specific angles with my there we go. Look at that. I'm just doing a little bit. I'm just trying to fiddle around with the layers here. All right. Now what I might do is one last thing is we're going to get the press B, hit this button right here, kind of go hit this button and kind of go slightly darker and do like a quick little. I want to kind of firm that angle, that edge a little bit. So I just made that a little bit darker. Maybe I might even do something like this. Make it a little bit darker like that. Maybe make the brush smaller. There we go, something like that. Now we're on to this layer. Control Alt Shift and boom. And we're gonna go press Alt, connect the layers. Now let's zoom out. Let's press the R button to rotate the layer a little bit so it's more horizontal. There we go. Look at that. I'm having too much fun, friends. Okay. There we go. Just being simple. I'm going to go here, maybe move this down right here, and maybe do something like this where you don't want the brush that big. Okay. Maybe go a little bit darker right here. And then I was drawing on the wrong layer. Oopsies. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. We'll just delete that layer. There's nothing going on there. Control Alt N, and we're going to make a layer right here. There we go. We're just going to make a little shadow. There we go. That layer does nothing, so I'm going to delete that layer. I have like a. All right, so now we're at the end result. So we got the pot done. It took a little bit longer than normal, which means I'm going to go a little bit overtime, a little bit OT. Don't worry, it's all fun and games. I don't mind it going to like 40 minutes or so, but you know, I tried to avoid it. But this one's, as you can see, it's a little bit more elaborate, and I can go for 40 minutes on these days because I've been I'm trying to be better, with my time. So we're just not doing that, that's for sure. Just doing a really simplistic type of highlight, dark tone type of thing. Maybe might go a little lighter on these, on the ones that are higher up. And then we're just very simple, just maybe just a soft edge type thing. Look, like this is such a simple little thing. There we go. Very, like, just a simple little. So now we have like just a soft like edge to the cactus. The next thing is we're going to do another layer. Control Alt Shift and another layer. And we're going to press Alt to connect the layers. Again, I wish I could show what's happening because all you can see is just the Photoshop window. You can't see, what's it called? What's it called? It's like the workspace extension panel. Like it's like this workspace panel here. You can't see it, right? So I can't really present it to you. The only way I could do that is if I share the entire screen. I typically don't like to share the entire screen because it's kind of a mess, and you'll see like redundancies on the left side because I don't have two screens. So you'd actually see the streaming platform and then you see the window on the right side. So I'm trying to avoid that. So now I have a soft kind of edge here. I'm going to use this texture brush to kind of go over it. So something like that. So as you can see, I can go over the layer and not worry about it going over any layers previous on behind it. So I've kind of tethered it. So we're just going to kind of play around with the texture here. It's very simple. Right? It's a simple little texture. And that's time. So I'm going to check the timer. I'm going to set the timer for 5 more minutes. Is there 5 more minutes? Yeah, I'm going to set the timer for 5 more minutes and see if I can knock this drawing out in 5 minutes. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try. So I'm on this one specifically. I'm really I'm going to push that like angular feeling of these cactuses right here. Let's push it, right? Bump, 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 bump. Anyone know that song? Bump, 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 bump. I'm old. Why does no one like me? I just want to be loved. No, I'm getting weird on this. All right. What I find, you ever see those people that go on YouTube and like have like they like break down? They have emotional breakdowns on YouTube. I don't watch them, but I hear about them. Like, did you hear about so and so? Like, we don't know, crazy emotional breakdown on the YouTubes. No, man, but tell me more about this emotional breakdown on the YouTube. I like your style. Tell me more. So really, I'm doubling down on the angular feel, right? You can see how I'm kind of overemphasizing that. Not too worried about being kind of like correct with it, right? I'm just kind of playing around with the harsh tones. And we're going to go a little bit darker on this. I want the cast shadow to be really like a dark green. So I'm using the cast shadow right here to create that hard edge on the cactus there. Again, just playing around, just having fun. One thing that what I'm enjoying about this is because I'm doing these new things is I'm not developing like a strategy for them. So like after this, after I do X amount of cactus, I'm not going to have a I'm not going to continue doing them because after a while, what happens is you get really accustomed to doing the drawing these type of drawings a specific way, and you kind of block yourself from improving because you have a set way of doing them now, and you're like, well, this way works. I don't want to try to do them any differently. So right now, what's really nice about this is I don't have to really worry about being specifically correct with this type of methodology or this type of drawing. So like when I start a new series, which might be trees or palm trees next week. I think it'd be a nice segue into what I'm doing. And I might do like some sort of rocks. I was looking around. I was like, maybe I can do what I did last time is I have like a toy next to me, right? And I can draw that toy or something that's simple that I could kind of draw from life. So I might be doing like these drawings from life as well. I thought it'd be kind of cool to look at all the brushes that I have and maybe do like each week I do a certain type of genre of drawing or certain type of like subject matter, but I use only that set of brushes. I think that would be kind of fun to do that, to have a set of brushes that I'm working from. And that way I get a little bit, I don't grow accustomed to a certain type of drawing or certain type of texture or certain type of brush. Because if you look at all these other artists, they definitely have certain things that they like using more than others, right? They like using, like maybe they like using only a specific brush set, right? And that's what they do. They like to use that specific brush set. And I think that'd be kind of fun to kind of experiment with different brush sets and really not get overly like, what would you call it? That's been 5 minutes. I'm almost done, actually. I was going to do a few more things. I was literally going to do a few more things. Almost done. There we go. I was going to take this tone and kind of mute it a little bit, and I was going to do like I was just going to, let's see, take this tone. We're going to mute it down a little bit, and we're just going to add that to the area, just a little bit of tone here, just to kind of make it a little bit more unified. What if I add something like this? What if I do this? Just small little touches here. Nothing too much. And now the last thing I'm going to do is we're going to, well, after I sign it, but before I sign it, I'm going to we're just going to add thorns. That's what we're going to do, little bitty thorns. Thorns and signature. Make the thorns right here. I'm going to, maybe I'll do, this time maybe I'll do like, they'll be sparse, but they'll be like little pairs. So I'll do like less thorns, but make them kind of like in little pairs. Just to kind of make it go a little faster this time. So there we go, just adding thorns now. Gosh, this is fun. This is so fun. I don't think, like, to be able to finish a drawing in this amount of time is amazing to me. I only get those type of those type of outcomes. Well, it's not amazing. Well, I guess it is amazing. It's amazing that I can take this drawing later and put it on my website and sell it as a print. As before, I would have to upload it, take a photo of it, stage lighting, make sure the lighting is good, right? And now I could just kind of, here's your drawing. Not that I'm trying to hawk drawings off to people. I'm just saying that that's nice to me. Because photographing artwork, like fine art and paintings, you got to set the lighting up perfectly. You got to make sure that the paint isn't making a glare, et cetera, all kinds of silly stuff. Me personally, I try to do that, but I'm like, if it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. I don't worry about it as much as I used to. because it used to be one of those things like I put it too much on a pedestal. And all right, that is it. 40 minutes later, got a drawing done. Zoom out. Woo-wee. Everyone see like what was that show Rick and Morty? Ooh-wee. I don't remember that character's name. Okay, all I got to do is we're going to sign it. P21. What day? 105. So this is day 105 out of 200. Oh yeah, sweet. And that is a wrap, friends. All right, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing the this cactus being drawn. Let's take a quick little gander before we call it a day. So this is what I did today. 40 minutes, probably a little bit less than that, because actually about 39 minutes, right? And I got a pretty nice little drawing out of it. Nice little cactus. It's very simplistic, and I enjoyed the drawing process. I got one more cactus that I'm going to be drawing tomorrow, and then I got to figure out what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to take a guest suggestion of doing trees and palm trees, because I think that's just the best segue from vegetation. And then I might jump into flowers or butterflies. I've been thinking like doing flowers or butterflies or something that I can finish in like 30 to 40 minutes and feel happy with, right? So that's what I've been trying to think about doing. That's what I've been thinking about doing. And then hopefully along this drawing process, along this drawing journey, I'm able to get faster and better to do and quicker at doing the same thing. Again, a little bit, the reason why I slow down a little bit is because I'm actually kind of narrating what I'm doing, and that slows me down. So I don't, and that makes it a little bit more difficult to do the things that I'm doing in the time frame. I just want to say thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I got to get going. Pierson out. Let's find the outro right now. Have a wonderful day. Bye.